A security report. So whenever we grant access to a user, we need to know like what access the user has. So for that you need to do some auditing. And now auditing tools are there. You can purchase an auditing tool through your manager. You can request to create auditing tool. There are IDERA tools that are available in the market. um, I have created mine, so that can be used for auditing as well. You can modify based on your understanding on that. So for that we have to create one table, that is security report. So to create that, the script that will be used, so this is the structure of the table. Okay, to create this table, this will be the structure. So you have to create a table, and then you have to create a job. So what job will be doing is like we'll pull the information from the system. Whatever access is there belong to a user, and then we'll provide that information. So this is part one. You have to create this table first, and then you have to create this job. And job will have this. Okay, job will have the entire script. So basically these are all temporary tables I'm creating here, and then these are all temporary. This is dynamic SQL parameters, and this part is basically scripting out all the access. So one of the database that you are seeing on this query is sys database. It's a system database where it has all the information about system data, about all the databases, and if anything is offline we are excluding them. It's if anything on suspect mode or restoring status, we are just excluding them. Database role member. So these are DMVs, or system tables, that has all the information about the users, what access it has on which database. So we are just collecting that and inserting that into our tables. So you need to go through the code to understand like what exactly has been written. So here all the information that is pulled from the system, we are just merging them. So you don't need to be worried about the name. Okay, it's just name is not like this or that. It's just the example, but you can definitely exclude that from there. And then once it's done, we are merging all the access, including server role and system role, database role, all we are merging it here. So we will check, and then ultimately everything is getting stored here on TBL security. So this entire script will help generating users access, and we will see that. The table that we have is TBL security. So if we right click and then select this, run the select statement, we can see that all the logins that are there, username, these are the users. Okay, and then what kind of permission. So test, we have test, what permission they have on which database, data reader, data writer, sysadmin access. So everything will be there. So now we will study on how to migrate logins. So suppose you have one server, and you have to migrate all the objects, databases to another server. For the migration, there will be a lot of work, like okay, you migrate logins, all the logins from one server to another server, and then copy the access as well, migrate all the access. So first we will see how to copy logins. So there is a Microsoft website script that is available for scripting out all the login with password. So I just executed that, And then first of all you need to execute that to create store procedure, and then you need to execute the store procedure name asp help rev login, and then this script will be generated on what we are seeing on the bottom. And then you have to filter it out certain things like with the hash sign, any in login with the hash sign, and then nt, anything with the nt. You just discuss that because those logins are belong to only this server or this laptop. So if you are moving from one laptop to another laptop, just exclude them, and then remaining all the SQL password will be there. Now password you won't be able to see because it's encrypted, but everything will be there. Now you copy from here, and then this generated script, you need to copy it and apply it to, just copy and apply it to another server. How will you do that? Suppose you just copied, and then this is, let's consider this as another instance. So there you just paste it and then just execute. You will execute it. So your login will be transferred. Next thing we will see. Okay, let me copy that for you. You can get this login from this link as well. Now we will see the access migration. So to copy access for any database or whatever access you already granted to a database for any user, so you have to run, basically you have to copy all the database access. Like you have 5 logins, they have access on 50 databases. So you go to one database, you apply this script, then if you apply the script, then the dynamic script will be generated. You can see database name. So that you need to, this script you have to apply to your destination server. So then all the access will be intact. And when you apply it to your destination server, you have to write a use DBA. So this is for DBA database. So you are basically applying that on other server database, use DBA database. So everything will be copied there. Next topic we have, like how will you secure certain users, that is from outsiders, like any countries outside US. You don't want, or certain groups here, you don't want to show them certain information. So certain objects will be there, you don't want to grant access. So you'll create a database object there, okay, and then and you have certain objects that you need to secure. So you create a database role, and then grant deny on those, and then you just grant access to that, to specific database role. Basically you have to create a database role with a deny access on certain objects, and you need to allocate that to, assign that to a specific login or some group. Okay. Whenever you have SQL Server logins, list of logins, you need to maintain a document, logbook or something. Then all password for Windows ID, that service ID you'll be using, service account, and then group ID, and then especially the SQL ID and password, whatever you know, you should be securing that on a secure document so that it doesn't get leaked out to anywhere. So now we will see to track activities. How will you anybody deletes a table, updates a table, how will you track that? So there are tools that are available in the market. You can definitely buy that. You have to keep track of this, like whenever activity goes on, especially anybody changes any schema, structural changes, DDL, data definition language, sorry about that, data definition language. So if anybody changes schema structure, okay, so you can track like who has done that. So initially you have to create the bottom, execute the bottom line, okay, that will create, and then on the top you will create a job. If you apply the script, it will automatically create on your computer. So you just need to make sure you change here the name. I have used my name because it's my ID. So this is Abu Talukdar. You need to change yours, whatever you need to see the script basically, and then based on the error or after your review you will be able to understand where exactly you need to change. So once you apply that, the job will be created, SQL agent job and the DDL agent. Job means like it's a task scheduler. So you are from SQL Server you are scheduling a task. So on the job, this is the job that SQL Server will do, and you can schedule that, and on that schedule a job will be done. So it's like that. And on the job you can put any script, any instruction, and that will be implemented or executed. Now, so if we see the job, double click on that. This is one step, so I added one step there, and then it will perform its task. We'll see on another chapter, that upcoming chapter, about job and alert, how we will maintain that. It's just for security discussion we are using it for now. Okay, so if we right click, it will execute, but we didn't do any schema change. So if we do a schema change, we will be able to see it. So I made some changes here today, so you can see here all the changes that are object name, which is like table name, and then object type is there. Each one has type, you can just query that, it's table. And then server name, host name, from which server you have done that, which login has done this changes. Okay, all this, so this is agent, SQL Server agent has done that. So anything that and then what kind of operation is it? A create, insert, update, or delete? Whatever is there, it has been tracked with this. Okay, orphan user. Now as I discussed in the class, that every login has seed. Okay, so SQL login. So the seed for SQL login is here, sequential identification. The number basically used internally for an ID. Now when you create that login, that user for any specific database like DBA database, you are creating that, it also generates a seed for that user. So one is database level, another one is login level. You can see here master database, you are checking this seed, okay, from sys logins, and this is you are checking from sys user. Sys logins belong to master database, sys users is like belong to this database. So those seeds are same. So as long as these two are same with this query, then your login is not orphan, which implies you should be able to access that database. But if this doesn't match, so generally what happens, if you restore a database from a different server and leave it just like that, even the login is there, it will not be able to work. Okay, so your seed has to be matched. So that's why first of all you are supposed to script it out, the access, and then once you're done with it, you apply it back. So that the database, we will see that on database backup and restore step, how do we do it. But here to fix an orphan user, you need to check like, okay, how many users you have orphan. So you can check that way. You don't need to, I mean, we will be seeing the script that will fix all this. But to check an ID, if any ID is orphan, this is what you will do. You will run that and you will be able to see if the numbers are matching, then there are no issues. If numbers doesn't match, then your login will not work, your access will not work. Okay, now to fix that, the script that we will be using is this one. So the statement autofix, what it does is like it matches internally those seeds. So if these two numbers are different, you apply the script autofix statement, sp change user, it's a system generated store procedure, so that will take care of the orphan users. So you just need to execute that, and you didn't find anything because we don't have. but if you have any orphan users, this script will take care. Okay, last thing that we have, like on SQL Server properties, there is an option of audit, login audit. So if somebody is trying to access that and using wrong password, so that will come to your log. So this option you need to enable that, and you will enable this one, that fail login only, login audit fail login. So you need to select that, so that if anybody uses more than one time any wrong password, you will get alert. So it's very important. So how will you do that? Server properties, you can see, you go to SQL Server, right click, and then you will see server properties, and then security. So this is the place where you will do that. It's by default selected, which is right, so make sure this is tracked. That's all from this database security class.